Good afternoon, guys. This is Working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar 4-hour chart on Coinbase. And yesterday we spoke, guys, Bitcoin was operating right up in here about 7700 to 7800. I told you guys that I took a very, very quick trade that I got out of, got in between 700 and 7650. And I told you that I got out right around 7780, I believe it was, somewhere thereabouts. I just didn't like how it was bouncing. I warned you guys to be very careful of staying in that trade. Sure enough, I told you that things were looking very weak and I could see price breaking down. Sure enough, price did break down below the 618 fib here, guys. Came down. I told you to watch that price. If it did break down, may come down and test the 7400 support zone down in here, little demand zone down in here. Price broke down, didn't quite make it there. It got caught at the 786 fib level, which is right about 7. Let's see, it came down to a low of 7460 on the nose, so we missed that 7400 target by about $60. Or excuse me, $60 by about about $60. And price has been kind of consolidating sideways inside a wedge, creating a series of lower highs, higher lows. And it looks to me like price is, just as I'm making this video, just kind of starting to possibly begin to break out of this wedge. Looks to me like it may break down to the downside, at least temporarily, guys. What I'm going to be looking for is a possible double bottom where price comes down, tests the bottom of this little structure, the prior low here of 7460. So price may come down, create a double bottom, and then impulse back up. If it does, I would expect there to be some kind of resistance somewhere up in this zone between at 7700. Once again, what acted as support will act as resistance. Very, very likely will act as resistance. If it does end up breaking above that, guys, then we're going to be looking. Excuse me. Then we're going to be looking possibly at this zone here. This would be the second area I would look to find some resistance. Somewhere about 7850 or thereabouts. If we can get north of that, guys, then this is the zone that I'm very, very interested in taking out to the upside, right between 7250 and 7350, guys. We can see, as I told you on my last video, prices come up in here many times. Wick, broke down, came up, wick, broke down. So this is a major zone that we've got to get north of. We can get north of that zone, guys. At that point, we're going to be testing this high of 8500, guys, and as I told you many times, we've got to get north of that 8500 if this thing is to snowball, and we're going to enter the bull run that we're all waiting on, guys. This is the 618 fib level, or the golden pocket, I should say, lies right between 84 and 8500. If we can get north of 8500, guys, algos are going to switch, and they're going to start picking targets to the upside, and I think it'll be a very quick rise to 10,000 as soon as we get north of 8500. But in the meantime, guys, I'm getting ahead of myself. In the meantime, it looks like price is kind of starting to break down out of this wedge. If it does drop, I'm looking at this 7400 zone. If if it does drop, we're going to test this possible double bottom at 7460. If that doesn't hold, and if that doesn't impulse up, guys, or if that just kind of hits it and meanders sideways, more than likely that's going to break down. If it does break down below the 7460, then we're going to come into this 7400 support zone, guys, support demand zone. I would expect it to find some support there. This is also the 8865 fib level of this larger structure. So I would expect some support to come in here, guys, although I'm not going to play any kind of position in that zone, guys, because I really can see this market going either way, and I'm not convinced that it's going to get a very decent bounce there, although it might. Guys, that is a decent little demand zone. So if you wanted to take a small position there, it wouldn't be the dumbest thing in the world to do. However, where I'm going to get extremely interested is the bottom of this structure in here, which is right at about 7,200, guys. That 7,200 has the potential for creating a larger double bottom. If we double bottom at 7,200, that should be a larger impulse up. And that is something that has a greater risk to reward, in my opinion, guys, in my opinion. Now, I'll have a very, very tight stop loss if I do end up playing that, guys, and I'm not saying that I will, but if I do play that, I'll have a very tight stop loss, probably sitting at about 7150 or somewhere thereabouts, at the most 7100, guys, because if this does break down, if price does end up breaking down below 7,200, it's going to be a very quick drop to this support zone down in here at about 6800, guys, and that's this 6800 support zone right in here. That's the top or the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, that is going to be a very critical zone. I've told you guys many times that is the 618 fib level of this structure of our prior swing high. That's where the 618 fib level lies. It's literally right on top of the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, guys. So what was resistance will act as support. So that should act as a very strong support. If that support breaks down, then it's going to be a very quick, in my opinion, more than likely a very quick drop down to at least 6,500, possibly down to testing the 6,000 to 5,800 zone. But we're nowhere near there yet, guys. I do expect that zone to hold. And I think, in my opinion, this is a must-buy zone at 6,800. That is a must-buy zone. Again, my opinion, this is not financial advice. This is just one guy talking to another guy or gal out there. This is just my opinion, guys. This is a must-buy zone in my opinion, guys. I think the risk-reward here is very, very, very good at 6,800. As I said, though, if it does get south of that, that's going to show the bears are in full control. And at that point, guys, I think there's a possibility that we're coming down and testing the 6,000 zone once more. Looking at our moving averages, so this is on the 1 hour chart. You see on the 1 hour chart, the Bollinger Bands are starting to converge on one another. That is a sign of price possibly getting ready to move in a large way. Well, I say large is very relative, but price is getting ready to move out of the wedge that it is currently in. We should see a larger move in one direction or another, and in my opinion, it looks like it's favoring down, although we could break up. If price does end up breaking up, guys, watch out for the bull trap. Just like there's a bear trap, if price breaks down, we're going to be watching out for a bull trap, a possible double top of this structure. That double top would be somewhere around 7760. If price gets north of the 7760, I'll start to get a lot more optimistic, but price could break up, create a double top, and then completely break back down. Price could also break down, create a double bottom, and completely break back up. That happens all the time in Bitcoin, guys. So wait for confirmation. Don't just wait for a breakout. Wait for confirmation before you, if you're going to play anything. In my opinion, again, not financial advice, but in my opinion, wait for confirmation before you have any major plays, guys. So these are just my quick thoughts on Bitcoin. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments section below. And until next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.